Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today we're going to be talking about how to make it rich after you graduate. How to make it rich after you graduate. Now, the thing is, a lot of young people all around the world, they want to graduate school, graduate college, graduate university, and then move out of their parents' place when they get a job. In fact, some of them, they move out before they get a job. But a lot of them, the vast majority will move out as soon as they get a job. Now, that's not a very good idea. It's not a very good idea. I know parents can be conservative compared to your progressive ideas coming out of college. I know that sometimes they can be restrictive. Some of you want to engage in dating and premarital sex, which I don't approve of, but then your parents also, will clamp down on that. Or, maybe like your mom nags or your dad is authoritarian, and so you don't want to be in the same house with them, so you want to move out. Now, it's a very, very wrong move because the greatest expense that you're going to have is going to be your rent. The greatest expense that you're going to have is going to be your rent. So if you're living in the United Kingdom, if you're living in London, you're going to be spending something like 34% of your income on rent. If you're living outside London, it's going to drop to about 30%. If you're living in a place like New York, in New York, you're going to be spending something like maybe 44% of your income on rent. If you're living in California, around the Bay Area, it's going to be more. You're going to be spending over 50% of your income on rent. Now, if you're living in Nairobi, it varies. So, Nairobi varies between 27 and 29. If you're living in Lagos, whoa, you're looking at something like 60% of your income on rent. And, all over the world, rent is going to be your greatest expense. So, the best thing that you should do if you graduate, you get out of school and you get a job, stay with your parents. Now, if you can't stay with your parents, stay with a relative, maybe your brother or your cousins or your uncle or your auntie. Stay with somebody, and then save the money that you'd use to pay rent so you can use it as capital to start your own business. So you can use it as capital to start your own business. You have to understand, you don't want to get into the rat race immediately. And that's what's going to happen if you get a job and start paying rent. You're going into the rat race. So you're going to try to start making money, and then you're going to start. You see, how you enter into the labor market is typically how you stay for the next 25 years until you retire and die. So you want to make a difference. If you see, in England and in California, Asians, particularly Indians, are the most successful ethnic group. The most successful ethnic group. Now, here's the thing: a lot of Indians, and this is a common practice where anywhere you have Indian communities, they graduate college and then they stay with their parents, and then they only move out of their parents' house to their own home. They only move out of their parents' house to their own home. As a matter of fact, sometimes their parents collect rent from them, but it's not real rent. When the parents collect the money, they're just keeping it, saving it, and investing it. And then when it's large enough as a down payment for a home, they give it back to their children, and then their children use it to buy a home. So that's what you want to do. If you get out of school, get a job, and start paying rent, you're going to be likely on that treadmill, that rat race, for the next 35 years of your life. And it's not something that you want to be. So let's say you're earning $1,000 a month, and then out of that $1,000 a month, you're spending $400 on rent. You know, if you can eliminate that cost, and then you are, saving to invest $400 per month in a year, you get $4,000. With $4,000, you can buy stocks in the S&P 500, or you can buy, like a plot of land, or you can buy a real estate investment trust, or you can invest in a gold ETF, and then you're going to be getting something like maybe a solid between 8 to 12% interest every year. Or you can just invest it in something like, commodities. Maybe you go to the interior of your country, you buy grains, rice, beans, corn, and then you bring it to the cities and then you sell it, and then you're able to make a greater profit. And that's the way to build wealth. My name is Ronald Markri, the Apostle of Prosperity. If you've watched this and you have questions arising from this, put them in the comment sections of my video. My staff are going to bring them to me, and I'll do my best to respond to them. But you got to remember, I do not have a WhatsApp forum, Telegram channel, or Gmail email address, and I will not approach you in the comment sections of my videos with numbers to call. Those are scammers. If you contact them, they're going to ask you to pay $1,000, and the last you're going to hear from them, and then you come to me and say, Pastor Rena, you've duped me. No, I haven't duped you. You've allowed the scammer dupe you using my photo. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is